The courage to begin. Can I ask you a question? This is Vaishu Patel, your host. When was the last time you did something that truly scared you? Not because you knew you would fail, but because you had no idea what would happen. For me, I learned that courage isn't about getting fearless, it's about moving forward. Even when fear is sitting right beside you. Today, I would love to share with you what courage has taught me. Looking back at my life, people often tell me, "You are so brave." But truth is, I didn't feel brave. I feel scared. When I moved to America at 18, I was scared. When I started my first business, I was scared. When I started development project, I was scared. And when I decided to start this project, I was scared again. Every meaningful chapter of my life started with the uncertainty, not confidence. The bravest decision I made recently was starting this broadcast. Some people might think it's just a broadcast, but for me, it was much more than that. It's meant sharing my story, be vulnerable, talking about my mistakes, my regrets, my postpartum depression, the moment I'm proud of, and the moment I'm not so proud of. It meant allow people to see me, real me. That's take courage. I remember when I started my first development project, there was so many unknowns, so many decisions, so many people. So many people depend on me. I question myself constantly. What if I make the wrong decisions? What if I fail? Fear has a way of making us imagine the worst. But I learned something. Fear isn't always a sign to stop. Sometimes it's a sign that you are growing. Even today, I still have a fear. One of the biggest fear is whatever I'm doing enough as a mother? Am I spending enough time with my children? Am I teaching them the right value? Am I really preparing them for a life? I don't think those questions ever completely disappear. Maybe, but maybe that's the love looks like. Wanting so deeply to do your best. For many years, fear cost me something. It's cost me peace of mind. I spent too much time worrying about things that hasn't even happened, trying to control every outcome, trying to avoid every mistakes. Today, I know that's impossible. So, what is courage? So, for me, courage is a moving forward, even when you are uncertain. It's choosing your values over your fears. It's taking the next step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. What has courage given me? Freedom. Freedom to be by myself. Freedom to stop pretending everything is perfect. Freedom to tell my story honestly. Because we learn, or because I learned, the more authentic we become, the more free we feel. If I could sit beside my younger self, I simply tell her, trust yourself. Your instincts are wiser than you think. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to have all the answers. Just take the next right step. Life has a way of meeting you there. Life do. Today, courage look different than it did years ago. It isn't about building another business. It's about being authentic. It's about sharing my story. It's about taking it's about talking openly about mental health. It's about admitting when I'm wrong. And it's about asking for a help when I need it. And that's the kind of courage I admire today. I think one of the biggest misunderstanding about courage is that courageous people aren't afraid. I don't believe that's true, at least not for me. Every courageous person I know feel fears. The courageous conversation I'm still having is the one with myself, learning to stop doubting, learning to trust myself, and learning to believe that who I am. It's enough. Before I leave you today, I would like to share this week Life Beyond Success practice. It's called Brave. Be, believe in yourself before other do. R, risk being uncomfortable. Growth rarely happens inside your comfortable zone. A, act despite of fear. Don't wait until you are fearless. Fear may never disappear from your life. We value courage over certainty. You will never have every answers. Take the next step anyway. E, embrace growth. Every courageous decision changes you. And remember, don't try to practice all five this week. Just practice one. Because courageous isn't one big decision, it's hundreds of small decisions made one day at a time. Before we finish, I would like to leave you with the one question. What would you do if fear wasn't making the decision? Sit with that question. Think about that this week. Because courage doesn't begin when fear disappears. It's begin when you decide something else is more important than your fear. If today's conversation give you something to think about, I'd love to hear your answer to this week question in the comment. What is the courageous step you've been avoiding? If somebody come to your mind while you was listening or watching, share this episode with them. It might be exactly what they're needing today. And if you are looking to build a life that meaningful, not just successful, I hope you will subscribe and join me every week. I think you will enjoy the next conversation below. Until next time, keep asking better question because better question create better lives.